Howdy, 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 my darling Taurus. Happy June. Let's get into your weekly tarot reading for today. See what's good, what's popping with you. All right. I don't need to give into any type of introduction, darling, right? You already know the vibes. If you enjoy this tarot reading, check out your sun, moon, and your rising. And, I like to give my readings to some clarity, some sense of direction here. I ain't telling you how to live your life. All right. That's the tarot is just to give you perspective. So let's get into this here, Taurus. All right. Four of Pentacles coming in here for you. All right. So this is a card overall, really positive, Taurus, right? It's that what you invest your time, your energy, your resources into, Taurus. I had a stroke there for a moment. As the Four of Pentacles, it pays off, right? The Four of Pentacles is somebody who is very calculated in what it is that they're doing, all right? And so overall, what I see you putting energy into right now, Taurus, is pretty fabulous, all right? You still might be in this period of this Four of Pentacles where you have to keep on investing stock into something before you see the full payout, but just understand like what you're putting your energy, your time, your resources into, whether it's a person or whether it's in your job, career, projects, what have you, it's going to pay off. All right. Now we do have to address the elephant in the room, Taurus. When it does come to this Four of Pentacles as well, there is like from an imbalanced place, Taurus, this is somebody who is paralysis by overanalysis. This is somebody who is, it's really the bane of a self-aware person, Taurus, because it's like the more that you're self-aware and aware about just your situation in general, you see all these different possibilities of how things could turn out for you. And so because you don't want to make the wrong decision, right? You don't want to waste your time and your energy on somebody that is just a waste of time or isn't going to develop to anything or your job or what have you. Like you are you can hold yourself back too much because you can think about all the what ifs, right? And I can promise you this, Taurus, doesn't matter what it is that you do, there's always going to be some type of what if that you can manifest from this, right? It can be the most perfectly aligned thing for you, but you can still convolute in your mind of like the potential negative narratives of how things could be a waste of time or how things could turn out and not in your favor, right? And so that is just a little bit of a call out there, Taurus, of where are you holding your Four of Pentacles a little bit too close to your heart to the point of where because you're afraid of taking action, you end up taking no action, which is ultimately the wrong choice anyways. All right. And so let's continue exploring things for you here, Taurus. All right. Seven of Wands coming in here. Now I want to get some clarity in regards to this because to me, this is like Taurus, you're having to stand strong in your conviction about your choices, about what it is that you're doing, because the people around you are trying to convince you, Taurus, that you're crazy, that like what it is that you're doing, like it's going to amount to nothing. I also want to bring up the point, Taurus, of where perhaps where you are being a little bit too, how we want to say this, Taurus, a little bit too cautionary, a little bit too cautious on things because of what has been instilled in you due to your environment of people. It's like, you're around a lot of small-minded people, Taurus. And so when you're around small-minded people, all you're going to get is small-minded guidance, small-minded perspective. And what it is that you're trying to invest into, you see the bigger picture for it because it's your life, right? People are never going to be able to see what it is that you see because God didn't give your vision to them. God gave your vision to you, right? And so I want to get some clarity in regards to this. Let's just pull one card before we continue on here. Page of Cups. All right. Page of Cups with the Seven of Wands here. And so to me, Taurus, this is like a message where the way that you're going to prove it to the folks in your life, to just, what's going to validate your actions towards other people, even though you should never search for validation, darling. The reality is, like, we're human. We function off of being validated here. This is more of like a message to me, Taurus, of where you're not going to prove it to your haters or your naysayers or what have you until you have something to show for. And I think that's how things are going to turn out for you if you choose to continue putting in those investments, Taurus. You have that Page of Cups energy, which Page of Cups by definition, Taurus, can represent new people or opportunity coming into your life. All right. So it's very much so the way that you show the world why they shouldn't underestimate you. It's not about you. It doesn't matter what perspective you try to give them or what you preach to them. You're going to just show to these people what you're about by what it is you're able to manifest and bring into your life, what it is that you're able to, just have stuff come to life there, Taurus. And so this is more more of a message where you're not going to be able to convince people just by your word. You just need to commit to your action, commit to the investment, and it's going to pay off. And that's how you're going to prove it to those naysayers. And so, you know, you read in between the line with tarot, Taurus, right? And it's like, for spirit to be saying this is also kind of implying, Taurus, that something, if you were to continue your investments, something new is going to breach into your life there. All right. So really, really positive. All right. Really, really positive. Continuing on here, we have the 10 of Swords, and then in the back of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in here for you. So Taurus, I do want to call you out a little bit more. I do want to call you out a little bit in terms of you might be feeling a little bit overly cautious about doing anything in your life because you have been fighting to survive for a long time, right? With the Wheel of Fortune here and the 10 of Swords, you guys went through a pretty tough period of time where it's like lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat that at all. But I always tell my friends when I see that 10 of Swords there, it's like, darling, you can't fit any more swords into this person's back, right? There's no 11 of Swords. It's the 10 of Swords. 10s represents closures to cycles in tarot. But that 10 of Swords, honey, like it's done, you know, in one way here. I know a lot of people are afraid of seeing the 10 of Swords, but in my opinion, it's very beautiful when you see it, because it's like, while it's not obviously beautiful that you were dealt with disappointment after disappointment, backstabbery after backstabbery, darling, right? It's not fabulous to have that you went through that, but you already went through it. This is not like foreshadowing that you're going to have a 10 of Swords moment, because you already been having those swords drilling into you, honey, right? And so to have this Wheel of Fortune complementing this reinforces what I feel towards this that 10 of Swords even more, because it's like we're letting you know that it's time of change, like times are going to be changing for you. My regulars know I always say the Wheel of Fortune is not always turning in your favor, and for a hot biscuit there is turning against you because of whatever lessons your spiritual team or the universe decided that you needed to fully understand to learn more about yourself or what have you, right? Right? The fact of the matter is times are changing for you. And so you have to, Taurus, change your mindset a little bit. And I know it sounds a little bit counterintuitive, especially because of what it is that you have gone through. But you can't be functioning from this place of assuming that, you know, the narratives that you create for yourself, if you choose to commit to, you know, starting a YouTube channel, right? Again, I like to use examples. So it's like you might want to start a YouTube channel, but because of all the other projects that you tried in the past and, you know, never got any views or what have you, you're still functioning from the same mindset where it's just like, all right, since nothing ever worked out in the past or the past several months, it's going to be more of the same, right? And it's not going to, like, that's really ultimately the message there, Taurus, where it's like, it's not, what you're going into is not more of the same, right? It's the ending of that, the cycle of lessons for you, and it's time for you to be a little bit more optimistic. I feel as if for you, because you've had to fight so hard, girl, I'm trying to like shuffle this, because you had to fight so hard to survive for a while, Taurus, you're in that mindset, and there's always just going to be that period where it's like it's not necessary to be in that survival mode for too much longer. All right, so let's continue on here for you. You have the 5 of Wands coming in here in the reverse as well. I do see for you, Taurus, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes to the sense of, if you've been having financial problems, or maybe you've been starting to feel like you're starting to drown in like financial, girl, feeling as if you're starting to drown in financial debts or what have you, seeing that 5 of Wands in the reverse makes me really happy, because this is actually my least favorite card in the tarot deck, this 5 of Wands. I know a lot of people don't like the 10 of Swords, as I said, or the Tower card, but the 5 of Wands is a card where it's like you will feel as if you have messed with me. Like, I want to say, I want to cuss, honey, but I'm not going to. Girl, fuck it. You might feel as if you have fuck with me written on your forehead, and people just starting problems with you, and just the universe messing with you, right? To see this in the reverse, this is a message of where, especially something that you already tried to do at one point in time and it didn't work out. I feel as if you were to get back up on that horse with whatever wasn't profitable initially, it's going to be different this time. Even I'm going to pull a card here. It's going to say, even in a social way, perhaps there's like a relationship in your life, Taurus, where it wasn't looking all too good, and just like it might have been like a right person, wrong timing here. But I want to pull one card here just to make sure right in that assumption there. And you have the 2 of Pentacles coming in here on top of it here. I'm gonna do one more. Nine of Swords in the reverse. Okay, yeah. So I'll take the I'll take this here. So Taurus, I'm not gonna sit here and paint some sunshine and rainbows when it comes to certain person in your life. I truly do feel like there's somebody in your life that's like right person, wrong timing here. And I feel as if when it comes to a social way for you, it's not going to be nearly as immediate, but it does give me a vibe of certain people in your life that, again, like right person, wrong timing type of thing here, where it's really taxing mentally for you. I won't be surprised if there are certain folks in your life that were just like dealing with a lot of drama if you chose to keep them in your life because of whatever your reasons are, right? You have your reasons behind that there. I do feel as if there's certain relationships that you know they're right for you, but maybe you're just like, you know, just like when you hold two magnets together and just is like friction. I think that's going to be relieving itself here soon too. Because yeah, Four of Wands in the back of the deck here. There's certain folks in your life, especially like I always associate the Four of Wands as people in your soul tribe. And now I know, Taurus, when it comes to this type of stuff, soulmates, twin flames and stuff, it's really romanticized in media today because people visualize those as like the perfect, you know, the perfect love stories. And by the way, they're not always romantic, but they just think that if they manifest their soulmate or their twin flame, all their problems are going to fade away. On the contrary, darling, when it comes to people that have a soul tie to you, they are the ones that are going to put you in fast pace when it comes to lessons. They're the ones that are holding a mirror to your face and forcing you to do the shadow work. It's really your soulmates and your twin flames are the ones that you have like the most conflict with, because they are always going to be speeding up your awakening process, like on steroids at that point. And so I do feel like someone that you have soul ties with, they were part of that Ten of Swords experience for you, where you had to learn several lessons, whatever those lessons are. And so I do get this sense of someone that you would align as your soulmate or twin flame starting to get better there, and your past starting to recross with them again. But because we have that Two of Pentacles there as well, Taurus, this kind of leads me to believe it's more of like a, not necessarily where y'all go back to messaging each other and talking to each other all the time. It's more of like a progressive organic thing where you guys, like, your paths start organically crossing again, and times are just different this time around is the message that I hear. So one last one before we end your tarot reading here. And again, fabulous. You have the Page of Wands, second page coming in here for you. So really guaranteeing, be expecting some new energy entering your life here, whether it's people or just more so opportunities. I feel more for you, Taurus, here. Really, really positive. All right. This is really going to, like, your summer here. I think we're about to hit summer now, finally. Your summer is going to be really fabulous here, Taurus. I really promise you that, you know, but it's more so from a place of like new energy, right? Aside from that soulmate or twin flame. And by the way, when I talk about that, I'm not confirming or deny, like, soulmates and twin flames, that's for you and yourself to figure out. I'm not here to tell you if someone's your soulmate or a twin flame, right? But you guys are going to be catching a major break here during this summer. You guys are really, Taurus, are going to be really happy with how things are. But again, it's new energy. It's not the sense of like making a lot of old stuff that hasn't been working out work out. All right. So I do want to say, don't be cynical towards a project that maybe flopped the first time around. Give it another chance. All right. And this is more so towards projects. All right. You know, it's not going to fail this time around. All right. Don't feel like you're wasting your pentacles. Don't feel like you're wasting your resources, time and energy with things. It's going to pay off. All right, Taurus. So that's the weekly tarot reading that I have for you, darling. Hopefully something in here resonated. You already know what to do if it did. And I'll talk to you later, darling. Bye, Taurus.